Hello! Welcome to That's English.
Oh, hello, Nigel. Where's Ashley this time?
He's busy, I'm afraid, but I'm very happy to be here. Why are you wearing pyjamas?
Oh, because our documentary today is about working from home.
But you're not at home, you're in a studio.
But that's because I have to work in the studio. But today, I wanted to dress like a home worker, someone who works from home, to recreate the work environment. So I came to work in my pyjamas.
I really don't think that working from home means you have to work in your pyjamas.
Oh. So what are the advantages of working from home then?
Well, that's what today's documentary's about. We ask Andy Ralston, who runs a digital design company, this question. What allows more and more people to work from home?
The beginning of the working day can be quite stressful for many of us. Maybe we oversleep.
Don't forget to give his bottle at 3.
And then miss the bus. Sometimes there are traffic jams or the train breaks down. We know we're going to be late for work and we begin to feel anxious, even before our working day has started. But it doesn't have to be like this. More and more people can now work from home.
Hello.
Emily Frost has been working from home for the past 8 months.
I work as a project manager for a digital design company. As 90% of my work is on the computer, home working enables me to do the majority of my work from my living room. All I need is a computer and a good internet connection.
One of the big advantages of working from home is reducing stress levels.
It allows me to make the most of my time. For example, in my lunch break, I might do some housework.
More and more companies are allowing their staff to work from home.
Hello, Designs Unlimited.
Andy Ralston is the managing director for the design company where Emily works. We asked him the reason for this change.
The main factor is the change in technology, faster internet connection,
Hello, Emily.
as well as communication tools like email and video conferencing mean that the home worker never loses contact with the head office. And we are constantly chatting over messaging services like Skype.
Andy has 22 employees, 12 full-time in the office and 10 work from home.
We like our home workers come into the office about twice a month. It's important that they maintain a physical connection to the rest of the team. When they aren't in meetings, they work at a hot desk.
Hot desk means that staff can sit anywhere they like when they come into the office. This helps to create an informal work environment, but it also saves the company money.
As a number of our employees work from home, the company needs less office space. Office space is one of our highest costs, and of course we reduce basic costs like electricity and water. Hot desking also allows a company to move to smaller premises.
Emily has a young baby, and this is another reason why working from home is ideal.
When I was working in the office, my hours were a lot less flexible, which is difficult to manage if you have a family.
Flexi time can be a very important attraction for home workers. However, working from home isn't always perfect.
Sometimes I miss the social interaction with work colleagues.
But there are different technologies that help colleagues working at home and in the office to stay in touch.
We have access to each other's diaries and planners online. And we are always logged into Skype,
Hello Emily, how are you today?
so I can use the chat box to ask someone something.
The benefits of home working for both employer and employee seem indisputable. So, as modern technology changes the way that people work, the traditional office environment will become increasingly rare. But, of course, some things will never change.
Now what are you doing?
Oh, well, in the video, they talked about video conferencing technology, like Skype. So I thought we could have an online meeting.
Hello?
Hi, Nigel. I'm working from home today, but if you need me, just send a message, OK?
Annabelle, I am sitting right next to you.
I know that, but just pretend you're not. Shall we get the answer to the question?
Good idea. We asked what allows more and more people to work from home. Let's have a look.
The main factor is the change in technology, faster internet connection,
Hello, Emily.
as well as communication tools like email and video conferencing mean that the home worker never loses contact with the head office.
The answer is that new communication tools like email and video conferencing mean that the home worker never loses contact with the office. So it's easier to work from home nowadays than before.
I wouldn't like an office job. I couldn't sit at a desk in front of a computer for 9 hours a day.
So what would be your ideal job, Nigel?
Professional footballer, rock star, maybe a rich banker.
Yes, I think most people in Britain would like to have one of those jobs. But let's see what our international friends answer to this question. What are the most in-demand jobs in your country these days?
Probably, I would think the most in-demand jobs would be IT and working in that sort of technology.
I think probably everyone wishes that they could get a piece of the pie that is the internet. If there's some cheap way to make money, like developing an app.
Tourism is one of our biggest industries, so a lot of people work in that sector. For example, being tour guides around natural parks or adventure sports like skiing or surfing, that kind of thing.
The most demanding job at the moment, I believe, jobs that are centered around computer.
I think every young South African boy would like to play rugby for South Africa.
It's very popular for kids to get into engineering, as oil and gas is a very large industry and there are a lot of jobs available that are very well paid.
The most in-demand job that I would say in Britain has got to be something to do with IT.
Anything that is less work and more money.
The man from India said less work and more money. That sounds like the kind of job you would like, Nigel.
You'd be surprised how much work it takes to be a footballer, a rock star or a successful banker.
That's true. It sounds like a lot of people around the world want to work in IT, which stands for Information Technology.
Annabelle, I've got a good job for you. In today's That's Britain, I'm back in Scotland at a place called Loch Lomond. I meet Eddie, who works at a whisky distillery.
Ooh, that does sound like a good job.
Yeah, it is. I learnt about the process of making whisky, starting with malting and fermentation, then distilling and finally maturing.
As you watch, listen for the answer to this question. What does Eddie enjoy most about his job?
Hello! Today I'm on Loch Lomond in Scotland. It's a beautiful lake on the border between the Highlands and Lowlands of Scotland. There's a famous Scottish song called The Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, which goes like this. I'll take the high road and you'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. For me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Now, bonny is the Scottish word for beautiful or pretty. And we're off to another bonny place not far from here. It's called Auchentoshan, where we're going to find out how they make Scotch whisky. The Scotch whisky industry represents 4% of the Scottish economy and employs around 10,600 people directly. Here we are at one of the many whisky distilleries, Auchentoshan Distillery. I'm here with Eddie, who works at Auchentoshan. Eddie, what's your job title?
Well, I'm a master distiller. So we have 3 distilleries in the company, and I work between the 3 of them.
How long have you been working here?
I've been working here for the last 47 years.
Wow. And tell me, what do you enjoy most about your job?
You know, the fact now that we're producing such a wonderful whisky, the single malt whiskies that we're producing are top class. That gives me great pleasure to know that I've been part of that, you know, over the years.
Great. Eddie, thanks very much for talking to us today.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
So how is whisky made? Malting is the process which takes out the starch in the barley. This means the sugar turns into alcohol easily. The next step is fermentation. They add yeast to produce the alcohol. This process takes about 50 to 60 hours. Next, they distill the liquid in these condensers. Their shape helps create the best flavour. The first and second wash separate the main liquid until we get the best product. Finally, they put the best product into oak casks, and it is matured for at least 10 years. It must stay in the cask for 3 years before we can call it Scotch whisky. The best thing about being here is that you get to taste the whisky and even take some home with you. This one is 18 years old. Oh, that's potent. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. In our next programme, we're heading back to England to a farm in the Yorkshire Dales. See you there. Bye. Oh, isn't Loch Lomond bonny?
Yes, it is. But there are many bonny places in Scotland. Remember, bonny is the word Scottish people use for beautiful.
Sometimes English language learners can find a Scottish accent difficult to understand.
Yes. Eddie spoke with a Scottish accent, but we hope you found the answer to our question. What does Eddie enjoy most about his job? Let's watch again and listen carefully.
And tell me, what do you enjoy most about your job?
You know, the fact now that we're producing such a wonderful whisky, the single malt whiskies that we're producing are top class. That gives me great pleasure to know that I've been part of that, you know, over the years.
The fact that they produce such a wonderful whisky is why Eddie enjoys his job. He feels very proud of his work and of the company.
Yes, he does, because their whisky is top class, which means very, very good. And that whisky looked very good to me.
So, Annabelle, I think it's time for you to get dressed, don't you?
Yes, I guess so. Actually, I'm not sure working from home would be such a good idea for me. I'd miss you and Ashley.
Really? Oh, well, that's good to know. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, yes, that's right. So until next time, see you.
Bye. Cheers.